Hi everyone, it's Judy. Welcome back to Rose Lane. Today we are going to be working on the cover for the design team project for LineDotArrow. And we've been working on this for a while, and I know my videos keep going back and forth, but this is because I have all these things in the works, so I just keep going back and forth. So today we're going to be working on the cover. But before I get started, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been coming over to my channel and viewing the videos and subscribing and leaving such wonderful comments. I really do appreciate it. You make my day. You really do. When I see the comments and when I see the people coming and the views on the channel. The other thing I want to say, which I put in the description box of my last video, but did not say it in the video, my Etsy shop is now open. Yay! It took me long enough, but I finally did get it open. And you will find me at Judy at Rose Lane. Judy at Rose Lane. It's a capital J for Judy and capital R and L for Rose Lane, and then at is just small, the word at, so AT. So Judy at Rose Lane on Etsy, that's where you will find my shop now. So I'm really excited about that. So anyway, without further ado, we will move on to what we're working on here. I've been playing with it a little bit, kind of getting prepared, so you didn't have to worry about me fussy cutting or inking or things like that on mostly on the camera, because, I don't edit yet, maybe never, we'll see. But this idea sort of came from G. Kerr at Happiness and Crafting. She oftentimes in her kits for her ephemera will make these sort of teardrop little shapes. And and lately she's put those teardrops together where you can make them just into a fan, or they can really fan out and you can make like a flower, a big one or a small one, however, whatever. And she's used them in a variety of different ways, which is very clever. So this is my take. This is my sort of extension on that plan. Okay, so I did some measuring and things yesterday and I worked this out. So I'm going to just move this over. This is actually a fan. Okay, so that's what we have. We have 5 little petals. Or 5 little, they look like little ice cream cones to me, but maybe that's just because I really like ice cream cones. But anyway, with this, when you turn it over, the backs are plain, and I'm going to leave the backs plain. But what you have is also little tags inside. So this will go into the little pocket that I have here, and we're going to decorate that with some flowers. So it'll be removable, so that if you want to, you can journal on the back of each one of the fan blades. And each one of these is also, if I can get it out, I'm holding on to it, is removable. And you can journal front and back on there. Now, I'll explain that little line in a minute, but that's not the issue at the moment. The other thing is that when the fan is in its little pocket like this, okay, you can also push it up and you can journal underneath, or push it down and you can journal underneath on the cover as well. And then to hide it, you just put the fan back up like that. So you've got journaling space here, you've got journaling space on either side of the little fan blade pieces, and you'll see what we're going to do with those. And you can also journal underneath right on the cover. So there's lots of little hidden spaces. So what we're going to do first is this aside. This is going to go with this piece, and we're just going to put that aside for now. We're going to work on the fan blades themselves, okay? And they are probably not perfect, so I want to try to keep them lined up if I can. If not, no big deal. What I'm going to do, though, I'll just make them fit, because that's what we do. I'm going to move that over there for right now. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look up some of my paper here, which is, I think, this one. And we're going to use this to cover the tips of the little cards, the little journal, I guess, journaling petals. And then this lace is going to go over it. So we're going to start with that first. Actually, let me I don't want to lose these. So let me just scoop them up and move them over so I don't lose them. I'll move these guys. Now this lace was white. Let me find what I've done with it. Here it is. It's a white lace like this. I don't know how well you can see that if I do that. Okay, and what I did was I just cut out this little piece. And what's really cool about this is, see if I can find what I did with everything else from it. As you're cutting pieces out, and that's really why I bought it, was to cut it apart. So now I have this little piece that I can use for an edging. I have these little pieces that I can cut apart and use in snippets. I have this little piece that I can use as well. And along the bottom, which I don't know where that is, but it's here someplace. Ah, here it is. There's little flowers that I can cut out, and then I can cut this piece out and use it this way, or I can cut it this way and use it this way. So I have this this option or this option, plus the little flowers. It's really neat, very economical, I think. And if I really wanted to, I could use it for, in a good sized journal. I could, make a pocket or something out of it. So really, really nice. So anyway, so what we're going to do, so what I did yesterday was I cut the pieces out and I just dyed this with some water and some alcohol ink. I think it was latte is what I did. Because when I'm downstairs in the basement, it's kind of hard to do tea dyeing unless I'm, purposely setting up for it. So I'm just going to scoot this over so I can get this paper cut. So this is a lot of fun for you to watch, I'm sure, but nonetheless. And I don't really have to worry about this being perfectly perfect. I just want the white parts gone, because I'm just going to be cutting like little chunks out of it. So let's see what we have here. So we will cover the tips of the blades with this. We're also going to cover that pocket that I had, that the flowers will go on with this as well. And this is an A4 piece of paper, so it's kind of long for my 12 by 12 here, and being able to have an edge so that I don't run off. I put a lot of little scars on my table by running off the end of my mat with my blades. Got a bunch of little scratches down here. All right, and then this one. So bring it back onto the mat. And I'm not looking for any particular part on this paper. I'm just going to line these guys up along maybe the darker part. See, and I'm just going to line it up where I drew the line, and that's it. I'm just going to glue them on just like that. See if I can get 5 of them together over here. 3. I think I can. I think I can squeeze in the 5. That'll be good. I think maybe I might be a little short, but that's okay. I'll go around the side. So that's all I'm going to do. So for right now, I'm going to flip the paper over. I'm going to grab a little glue, well, a lot of glue, and we're going to glue across here and around here. Okay, actually I'll turn this back because I think it's easier if I do that. And then just line it up with the line, and we're good. Because this, even though each one of these pockets, the blade pocket things, they're not exactly perfect. You hand cut and the glue goes in a little further or a little closer to the edge or whatever it might be when you're making the pockets, gluing the 2 pieces together. So they're not always going to match exactly. So I tried to make it so that one template of these little petal cards, I guess I'll call them, would fit in any of the pockets no matter what. So some might want to go down a little further because I glued around the edges of the pocket a little further out perhaps. Some might not, because I glued a little further in on the pocket. It, it just depends. Or I cut it a little narrower than the others or something like that. It's handmade. That's kind of the deal. So what this will do, besides making it look really pretty and help to camouflage the fact that it actually comes apart, what it will do is, by putting the lace on according to the edge of this paper, according to that line, just get all the excess glue off of there, it will stop the blade or the petal card from going down any further into the pocket. So they should all stay pretty uniform. No matter how far down the card wants to go, it'll only go just so far because of the lace being on there. At least that's the plan. So we'll see what happens with that. So there we go with that one. Oh, stop moving. There we are. All right. Hey, stop. All right. I'm hoping now the other ones didn't move. They should be pretty uniform, I hope. I'm hoping. That looks pretty, maybe not right. I don't know. No, I guess it's okay. That's the one thing about this glue, is you can, yeah, I think I'm looking okay. No matter where I'm picking up, I seem to be on the line. So, okay, we're good. And then we're just going to take, move my knife over there. If I do this one here, is that going to be enough? Where's my blade? Yeah, that'll be enough. So we'll do it from this side. Okay, so let's just flip that over. Put some glue on here. And while I've got this paper out, I'm going to glue the same paper on what's going to be the pocket. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because in playing around with all of this, I noticed the flowers aren't exactly what they need to be arranged nicely, and they kind of overlap a lot, and it gets a little busy, and you're covering a lot of things, and it just kind of makes it not look that great to some degree. So I wanted to be able to, if I had to leave a little bit of a gap between everything, or pieces of it, that I could, without any, glaring oak tag paper color, for those of you who remember the word oak tag, from when you were little. Again, I'm showing my age. But in any case, that is, I was trying to avoid that. So since the back of the book, the cover of the book, I should say, is made out of this, I thought that probably would be the better bet. And it's the same thing for doing the tips of the blades with this, or the tips of the petal cards with this. And yes, you're going to have to watch me cut, sorry. It's the same thing, because I didn't want the petal, if I can get one, the lace to just look like that. Now the lace is going to look like that, which I thought was much, much nicer and much, much prettier. And it'll keep in line with, the fan being all different, having colors on it. So, okay, so we have that one, and I'm going to have to ink these. And yes, I am going to have to ink them, so. But I will take them off camera. One of these days I'll get something that won't shed all over my little ink bits all over my desk. I'm assuming other people have the same problem, and I know I can probably change my sponge more often, or whatever applicator I'm using, but, kind of gets costly after a while. And I'm not sure if I tried to cut it down, cut off the crumbly part, if it would actually work any better. I mean, I've got nothing to lose, right? If it doesn't work, and well, it wasn't working very well before either, so, I can try that and see what happens. But that, it is just what it is. And I did see somebody on one of the Facebook groups put up a little thing that they had seen about using those little felt feet that you would use like on the bottom of your chairs or something, or the bottom of your tables to keep, you know, to keep them from scratching on a hardwood floor so they'll glide easy and all that stuff. I have a ton of them in a bunch of different sizes. Now I just got to find something to put it on as a holder, you know, as a handle for it. But yeah, I mean, you could throw a little Velcro on the bottom of some flat dowel or something, and a little Velcro on the back of one of these pads, and use those. And those you can get in the dollar store. Usually, I mean, we can anyway. I can find them in the dollar store. So that's pretty economical, I think. So I may try that as well. It's just getting, you know, a handle, something to actually put them on. I just cut that a little too close. That I would be able to use those with. So I'm going to try it. I will find it sooner or later and get that done. Okay, so let's grab my ink, and I will ink off here. Get the edges of this done. Should have actually, well, that's okay. It doesn't matter. Okay, a little bit more. Get these done. That one. That one. And when I pull the fan back over, I'll just give you a little commentary on what I did and how I did it to put it together. So let me do that right now. And I will take care of showing you how this goes. So what I did was I took a template, which I have somewhere. This is actually the template for the cards, but I used this template larger than this to make the little cone shapes that I have here. So I took two pieces and put them together, and then when I glued them, I kind of pushed them together to make it, if you can see that, let me see if I can you see that? It makes oh yeah, you can see that. It makes kind of a gap. So it makes it easier to get the little petal cards. I think you can you see those? Makes it easier to get the little petal cards in and out. So it gives it a little fluff like that. But anyway, so that's what we're doing there. So now we've got these that are going to look like this. They're going to go in this way. Oops, see, that one wants to go in a little further, but when I put the lace on, it won't go down that far. So this is what we're getting, okay, right now for the fan, thus far. So let us now put the little lace pieces on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. All right, we'll glue these on. And what I'm going to do here is just glue around the edge. Let's see if you can make sure I'm on the camera in frame here. And I'm just going to go around the edge. Just a little bit. A little more in here. A little more down there. And then we're going to, whoops, put it on the edge of the thing. And we're just going to line this up with the edge of the paper a little bit, like that. Get that over just a little bit more. And that goes just about like that. See if I can get it a little more even. The wonders of Fabri-Tac. Okay, so that's one. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. Just going to go around here with this. A little bit wide. Okay, on that corner. I keep putting it on the edge of my mat. And then here, we're going to turn it over, make sure we're centered. And I'm kind of just lining it up. Well, maybe I didn't quite do it here. I'm lining it up with the edge of the lace here, and then trying to center it. That makes sense to you guys. So that's 2. And then 3. Okay, put that on there, flip it over, make sure I'm as close as possible to the other ones. It's that one. And then this one here. Time to clean off the nozzle of my glue. Getting a little gunky. Put another one there. Flip that over. And just try to get it in the same place as the others. There's that one. And the last one. And essentially, as far as the fan itself is concerned, this is going to be done. So then what we have left to do is to just decorate that pocket. So let's bring this down a little bit. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing here. What it is about this little guy, he just wants to fold in. So I'm going to have to put him in a middle pocket or something. Okay, so that's that. Let me put my pin back in my glue here. Let's find the fan. We'll put him in the middle, like I said. And that does that. That one goes there. That one goes there. Well, any one goes anywhere, I suppose. Okay, almost took that one. And this one goes here, like that. And then this one goes here, like that. And then you have your fan, which I think is really quite pretty. That's what we have. Can you see that? So we can open it up a little further, and that's where the pocket is going to come in, because it's going to allow us to go just so far and not any further. So that's what we have to play with next, is the placement of the pocket on the cover, which is over here. But first I want to, I'm standing up again so that you could have seen. I brought this up a little closer. All right, we're going to put that over there. We're going to cover this pocket. And I'm thinking, I think I want a little more green in it, just because. Maybe we'll go here. It really is not an issue. Just so that, yeah, I'm gonna. Well, let me try to mark this with a pencil so I can see where I want to be. Yeah, okay. We'll go here. Good enough. And then we're going to glue this down. I had to write top and bottom on mine because, you know, I would probably put it on wrong, but now I realize it fits right. The one side fits right up against the lace on the cover, so it works out quite nicely. And I don't have to worry about the instructions. You know, the best intention sometimes doesn't go on right. So anyway, okay, so we've got that. And I'm just going to put that along this line more or less. It doesn't matter how straight, or if it's following anything in the front or anything like that, because the majority of it, except for some small little places, is really going to just be covered up. All right, let's get it cut. But like I said, if anything really showed, I thought a little bit more green in it along with the background color would be nice, because then it would kind of look like foliage. You know, parts of the leaves from other flowers or something, and I thought that would probably be beneficial. So, and again, I'm using these scissors. I like the small scissors. I have more control with small scissors than I do with larger scissors, even if I'm cutting something like this. And I really like these scissors. And I'll tell you, I got these a couple of years ago in Hobby Lobby. when I was in South Carolina visiting my sister, and they had these, and I can't remember who, I saved the package someplace, I just don't know where it is. They had these scissors, and they had 2 packs. They had pink with the black, and then black with pink little circles in here. And one was $1 more. This one was $1 more. And I'm trying to figure out why, why change the color, or flip the colors, and why is one $1 more? And then I read the label carefully, and I found out that the $1 more ones, the glue does not stick to your scissors. You can just take your fingers and it'll roll right off. I don't know what they do with it, but it's true. So when I'm cutting things, especially things that I just glued, like this, the glue gets on it, it'll just roll right off the blades. Where this one, as you can see, I was cutting with the fabric and stuff, or lace and stuff, and the glue got on here. So now I've got to get my little alcohol wipes, or alcohol on a cotton swab or a cotton ball or something like that, and you wipe that and that will take that off, but I've got to do that. With this, they're lovely, they just wipe right off. So that's a nice thing. Just a little, by the way, if I find the package, eventually I'm inking again. If I find the package, I will, I'll show it to you guys, and maybe see if, like I said, I got them in Hobby Lobby. You can probably get them on Amazon or something like that. Or you could also get them in Hobby Lobby, I suppose. And if I find what it is, I will mention it in another video, show you the package, and see if I can find a link or something like that. Okay, so we're all glued up there. All right, I'm going to bring the cover back, and we're going to put this down. And what I want to do is I want to pucker it. I've got to put the fan in to do that, but I also don't want to glue under here just yet, because if I might be off the screen, I want to leave this end bit about this much open and up a little bit, because I want to get some ribbon, wherever my ribbon is that I've been using this stuff. This is too short a piece, but oh, here it is. And I've got a whole bunch more. I dyed about another, I don't know, 12 feet or 20 feet, maybe even. So yeah, I will put some lace, some ribbon, and kind of just like tuck it up so it kind of looks like a tassel or a ribbon decoration on the end of the fan. Okay. Okay, so what we're going to do, and I'm probably going to need my pencil for this, but let me put this in here because, so anyway, I did explain that. Then all I did was I punched with, I've got a small, I don't know if you can see that, a small hole punch as opposed to the regular size. This is the regular size punch, and this is a small one, if you can see that. And I just punched a small hole with this. I lined these all up. I punched one, and then I lined that one up with the next one, and then with the next, like that. Punched the hole through. This is a larger brad with longer wings, or whatever it is. Put that in there. I snipped off the ends, and then I just took a little bit of the cardstock and put it over there so it wouldn't catch. So you've got a little bit of a line there, but really, it's not a big deal. So, all right, so we're going to open this up a little bit, and it doesn't matter which way you put the blades, whether they're up or down. But I want to line this up, put it where I think I want it. I want to make this snug enough that the fan will, that the fan will go in and not want to just kind of fall out. Okay, so like this. I'm trying to just sort of line them up so that, okay. So I want it snug enough that the fan will go in and out, but will want to stay. So I'm going to hold that there, and I'm going to glue this part down right here with my art glitter glue, if it's coming out. Yes, I believe it's coming out. Thinly, but it's coming out. All right, that's okay. Let me grab my wipe here, and glob up the rest of this glue. I want the art glitter glue because I want it to stay there now that I'm sitting here just sort of holding it. So then I'm going to go on this side, and I said I want it snug, and I can come back and do the rest of this later. But I just want to make sure that this part is good and down where I want it. And I'm just going to hold it there for a minute. Okay. So that's that. I guess each one goes under. So, and when we're done, this is going to have a ribbon that's going to go around, and I'm going to actually stitch it back here so that it doesn't get lost. And the reason why I want to do that, obviously because this flips out, I couldn't do an eyelet here and tie it here, but I do want to fasten the ribbon down because this is meant to be like a lap book or sort of like a travel book that you might take somewhere with you. And if you do that, if the ribbon comes off, it's too easy to lose. You want everything contained. So, okay, so we've got that now. Okay. So what I'm going to, actually, let me put this back in because I do want to make sure that it is exactly where I need it to be. Just spreading these out because I want to glue down the rest of the way here and still leave the end open. So I'm doing that. And I'm going to go, this is actually hitting the lace here, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think we'll be okay. Put enough of this art glitter glue on. So let's press this part down, hold, and this part down and hold. This might take a minute on this side. Okay, just trying to keep it from popping up. I can use a little bit more over here, I think. Yeah, this doesn't want to stay. I'm probably going to have to mix these glues. So, because it's on the lace, it wants to not adhere. Okay. I don't know if you just heard that. It's my creaky back door that, well, not back door, my door that goes into my garage. I think my brother-in-law just went out the door. This one doesn't want to stay either. I'm going to have to really hold this for a second. Make sure it's good and down. Now, when I get the, you know, kind of stuff the ribbon and lace and stuff up underneath there and glue that in, that will help as well to sort of adhere the ends. But I just need this to stay as much as possible, and you're not wanting to. I know it will. I'm losing my flowers here. I'm pushing stuff around. Okay, there we go. All right, for now that's okay, because when I get the rest of it, we'll be good. All right, so that's what we've got so far. So it's pretty snug in there. So we're going to move this over. Actually, I think I'm going to put it back in. Decisions. Let's do it like this. Let's put that back in here. And the more you spread it out, you know, the more you can push it in, the snugger it's going to become. But what I want to do, snugger, is that a word? More snug? More snug, I guess. I don't know. I kind of had this stuff placed before, so I knew what I really wanted to do. It's probably going to change. And what I want to do is I want to work up sort of from the bottom up. And doing that means I'm going to have to, on some of these, edge them. I don't want to edge everything because I'd like it to lay a little flatter, but I may have to edge just parts that are going to be hanging over. I don't know. I may try to do some arranging. And this, see, you can see this is why. If I tried to cover all of these, I would have all of that. It would just be really glommed together. And I was trying to avoid that. So that's why I put, I'm thinking maybe I'll put it, you know, I'm thinking of something here. I can use this, because this will be fine. More than enough, I think. What I want to do is I will, I don't want to do that. I do want to do over here though, because I'm not going to come out too far past this. I do want some sort of guide to tell me don't go past this far, kind of thing. So that is about there. So I'm going to glue. I'm going to go just a little higher than this, just to be on the safe side. I don't want to go up too far over the edge. Okay, this is my guide, but if I come up a little further, that's okay. So I'm going to put this one here. So that one's got to go so that I have that up there. Then I can put this there. Maybe this one in the middle. I said I had them placed before, but that doesn't mean anything. Not exactly in the middle either. All right, and then maybe this guy here. I may not need all of these. Put this one down in here. Sort of like that. And I should have another one. Here it is. Put that one over there. Sort of like that. I think that doesn't look too bad. Do I want this? Okay. All right, I don't think that's too bad. However, I've got to put more on the end. So let's see what I can do. Let's put this piece on. I'm going to try to get it glued on here. I'm going to glue just one part of it. This is going to be a little boring, and I apologize for that, because I'm working this out as I go. I also want to watch my time, so this isn't a terribly long video. So let's get this in here. I'm only putting part of it down so I can put other things underneath it, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to have to cut around this. Okay, is that going to be enough? I think so. Might have to put a little bit of another piece over here, which I'm just going to glue on and then trim off, because all of this is going to be hidden. Nobody's going to see any of it. You know, the piece that's underneath. I'm going to cut away what I can. I really only want the edges. Oh, well, that was more than I needed. I didn't need all of that. So let's get rid of this. I'm trying to think ahead. Never could play chess. We'll think ahead sometimes. So that's all right. Okay. So then we're going to want that there. All right. So that would be okay. So all I'll need is that there. This is going to go in here. Kind of working this as I go. This is going to go over here. So I'm trying to see what goes up the. All right. I think what I'm going to do here is just do this piece. Yeah, because this is going to go off. All right, so we're going to glue these in. And then I'm going to cut away the edges, if that makes sense. And I'm going to stand up in a second and check my time real quick for you guys. All right. Let's get this one under here. All right, that'll be fine. And then that one's going to go this way. And that'll be fine. So, yeah, I'm just doing it. Well, you'll see in a minute what I think my plan is. Because I still want that. I still want this to show through. So, all right, I'm at 41 minutes. All right, this is not going to go as quickly as I would have hoped, fellas. I'm sorry. I'm going to try if I can get this done in the next, and I do apologize if this takes, this is okay because there's nothing that's going to be seen here, but I do have to put something down there. So something's got to get stuck in there. You can go here. That's okay. And all right, I'm going to leave that. All right. So we're going to cut this piece out as quickly as I can. Because like I said, I do want it to show. And this was my dilemma with how was I going to do this if I had edges, you know, the little bits of the flowers or whatever hanging over the edge of the pocket. How would I secure them? How would I make them? I'll come back and get that clipped a little bit in a minute. How would I make that strong enough, you know, so that it didn't, because it's just copy paper. Like I said, I just use copy paper, and if I need it more substantial for something, then I just glue it to something like I'm doing now. So I wasn't sure how it was going to play out, and that is why we're working it as we go. So I wish I could figure out how to make this go faster so that, one, you didn't have to sit here and watch it, and two, it would save time on the video itself so that I could get to the end of the process without going like ridiculously over. But this is one of those things that you learn as you go. This is another first for me because, you know, like I said, I've only been doing journals for about 1.5 years or so. So some of these things are the first time I'm trying something, and making a pocket with a lot of cutout bits like this that are going to hang over is kind of a little new. It's not new, but this in-depth or extravagant, fancy, whatever you want to call it, is probably a little bit more than I've done before. So that is what we're trying to accomplish here. Let me get rid of this bit because it's kind of in my way. And I'm kind of cutting in a little bit, but once I get all the flowers in place where I want them, and I'm going to have to do another little bit for the ones that hang over the top. It won't be quite as big as this, so it shouldn't take as long to cut. Once I do that, then, you know, I can glue all the little spots down, and that'll be fine. So, do this one. See, I can see a little bit, all these little things are like peeling up, but that's okay. We go back and we glue them down later. That is what we do. You hit them with a little brush with some ink on it to tone down any white spots that I might not have cut away. And yeah, that's about that. So, but this is all because I want to be able to see this through here. I don't want all the white. I want something to look like there's more in the background so that it doesn't look so flat, if that makes sense. So we will do this. And then this way, like I said, it gives it a little bit more stability. So anyway, while I'm continuing to cut this and work this stuff out, we have a nice, very rainy day here this morning. And the last few nights, the days have been really nice and warm, you know, very spring-like. But of course, we're having a lot of rain, which April says bring rain, right? So, but that's fine. But I like rainy days, and I like the sound of the rain. I find it very soothing, and I love to hear the birds. I find that very soothing. So this morning when I woke up, get rid of these bits here. This morning when I woke up, it was very overcast, that kind of, you know, kind of really overcast day where you don't know what time it is because, you know, there's the light that has fused the sky, you know, and you can see that it's daylight out, but you can't tell where the sun is. So you can't tell what time of day it is, which for me, I find very kind of appealing because it makes me feel like time sort of has stood still, because no matter how much time passes until the sun actually starts to go down, no matter how much time has passed, you can't tell if it's morning or noon or afternoon or whatever. So it kind of makes me feel like I'm suspended in time, and time has stopped, and it makes me slow down and just kind of enjoy the moment, because the moment seems to last like all day, which is kind of cool. And then we have, I had the birds that were singing and, you know, just chirping and singing, and, you know, in this damp and wet weather, and just really nice, very soothing. I did not want to get out of bed this morning. I just lay there because my window's been open. I think I said that. Maybe I didn't say that. But I've had my window open because the nights have been so beautiful. And I sleep so much better when there's some fresh air. And yeah, so waking up this morning to, you know, that kind of light, the sound of just a soft rain, no wind, just this rain hitting, you know, the grass and the trees and all of that kind of stuff. And then the birds, you know, singing what they're singing in the background, and just gorgeous. It was just gorgeous. I did not want to get out of bed this morning, but I did. I got up and off I went because, you know, it's Sunday and we have work. So I know that sounds odd, but it's because we do church. So because we are the pastors, we have our church services every morning. And yes, my husband did go with his neck brace, and he is having a bit of a difficult day. The weather's not helping. But yeah, he went. He went and he did his preaching, and we sang, and everything was nice. So all in all, a good day so far. So here I am now back at home in my happy place, doing my crafting for you guys. I know this is taking long, and I do apologize. I'm really trying to get to the point where this cover will be pretty much done, so you can get a kind of a basic idea of what it's supposed to, well, what it should look like in the end. Make sure I'm only throwing away the cardboard pieces and nothing else. So let me get this little thing cut out right here, because we are on a very small stem here. Oops, just cut that off. That's okay, nobody will know. Well, you might know because I just told you, but otherwise you wouldn't know. All right, let's get my ink again. We're going to ink up these spots along the edges here, because that helps to tone down any white edges. I've already kind of taken care of the white in between. So right now all I'm doing is taking care of any white edges from the paper that's underneath it. So now we've made it substantially stronger. So this one's going to go down here, okay? And that's why I wanted it to go like that. Okay, so We're going to glue this guy on. Actually, we're going to glue just from the bottom. And I want the, let me clean my nozzle here. I think I'm probably getting a little too close to the end of this for you guys. Yeah, we're coming too close. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this down. I'll place the flowers where I kind of want them to be, or where I think I'm going to want them to be. And then I'll just go on off camera and finish the cover. So we have that. And my little, these things are wonderful. They're just wipes, baby wipes or whatever. I got mine at CVS. It's just the CVS brand. I think it's CVS, yeah. For those of you who are in the US and have a CVS, I got fragrance free. I bought a whole bunch of them a couple of years ago. I still have them. Sometimes I use them wet to clean the glue off my fingers, and then as they dry, I use them for, I don't want that one down yet, actually. I use them for, taking up the glue here. So now I can just push this down, and I'm going to put these on card as well. And they're going to kind of go in like this. And I thought, which one? Which one? Is this one of them? I don't know if that was, I think I was doing these actually. So they're probably just going to go in here like this. And I might put them a little further out over here and a little further out over here because I want to kind of cover the background here. And then it's a question of what will I put in here. I might get something smaller again. I can do something like this over here. I don't know. We'll see. Something like that. But that's sort of what we're going to do. I need just a little something else in here. And then we'll take the that little guy off of there. We're going to take the ribbon and some lace, and that's going to just get tucked up underneath here like this, and it'll trail off. So that sort of gives you an idea of where we're going with this. So that is it for now. I'm not going to take up any more time with this, and hopefully I will see you back later in the week as we finish this up and do a flip through. I'll probably finish it up off camera and then just do a flip through at the end of the week because it's got a home that's waiting. And so I need to get it on its way. So anyway, in the meantime, guys, be safe, be happy, be blessed, and I will see you next time. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.